What if love meant breaking the rules of parenting? What if one of the most famous mothers in the world stood against convention and declared that there's no age limit for co-sleeping with kids? In a world obsessed with independence, sleep training, and boundaries, Kourtney Kardashian, the reality star turned business mogul and mother of four, has ignited a debate that reaches far beyond celebrity gossip. It's a conversation about connection, comfort, and what it really means to nurture. Tonight, we dive deep into the story behind Kourtney Kardashian's bold statement, exploring how one mother's choice challenges the norms of modern parenting. The morning light spills across the Calabasas hills, warm and golden, wrapping itself around the sprawling Kardashian estate. Inside, there's a sense of calm that feels unexpected. No flashing cameras, no fashion fittings, just the soft hum of family life. Kourtney Kardashian moves through her home in a robe, her voice gentle as she calls to her children. Her youngest, Rain, stirs from sleep, tangled in white sheets beside her. It's an image that, for many, might feel intimate, even controversial. Yet for Kourtney, it's natural. "I just don't believe in rules when it comes to love and comfort," she once said, her tone firm but warm. "There's no age limit for co-sleeping with kids. When they want to be close, I want to be close too." The word sparked headlines and outrage in equal measure. Parenting blogs lit up. Morning talk shows debated whether Kourtney Kardashian was setting a dangerous precedent or redefining maternal care. But behind the noise lies something quieter: philosophy. Rooted in emotional connection, as the camera drifts through her home, we see moments of ordinary life: her daughter Penelope curled up with a book, Mason scrolling through his phone, and Kourtney laughing softly as she tucks a blanket around Rain. The picture isn't one of indulgence, it's one of closeness. For Kourtney Kardashian, co-sleeping isn't about rebellion, it's about presence in the modern parenting landscape. Co-sleeping has always been a lightning rod. Experts warn of dependency, safety risks, and blurred boundaries. Yet, across cultures, from Japan to Scandinavia, shared sleep is centuries-old, an instinctual way to nurture security and warmth. Kourtney, in her own way, brings that global practice into the glossy, scrutinized world of celebrity motherhood. The camera cuts to archival footage. Kourtney in the early seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Back then, she was known as the responsible sister, the one who balanced glamour with grounded maternal instinct. We see a young Kourtney cradling baby Mason, whispering lullabies while the rest of the world watched. Even then, she seemed to resist the rigid scripts of parenting fame demanded. "I just follow what feels right," she said in a 2013 interview, brushing off criticism about her hands-on parenting style. "If that means sleeping beside my kids until they don't want to anymore, then that's what I'll do." Those words, now echoed a decade later in her statement, "There's no age limit for co-sleeping with kids," carry the weight of consistency. She hasn't changed. Perhaps the world around her has. The narrator's voice deepens as footage fades into interviews with child psychologists and parenting experts. Co-sleeping challenges Western ideas of independence, one expert explains, but research shows that secure attachment in early years often leads to more confidence later. Kourtney Kardashian's stance isn't just emotional, it's evolutionary. Cut to another voice, this one more critical. "But when you're a celebrity," says a parenting author, "your choices become amplified. What's intimate for her becomes influential for millions." That's the danger. The film pauses. We return to Kourtney's world, a world of candlelit dinners, bedtime stories, and soft laughter echoing through oversized hallways. It's easy to forget that this is the same woman whose family has built an empire on public exposure. Yet here, in the stillness of her bedroom, lies something profoundly private. Her partner, Travis Barker, once mentioned that co-sleeping didn't bother him. "It's part of their rhythm," he said in an interview. "It's love in motion." For many, that's a striking image, a blended family finding peace in shared space. Without the typical divisions of parent versus child, bed versus crib, Kourtney Kardashian isn't simply co-sleeping, she's coexisting. The narrator continues, his voice layered over slow pans of nightfall in Calabasas. It's easy to dismiss this as another celebrity headline, another Kardashian controversy. But listen closely, and you hear something deeper. The echo of a mother's instinct in a world that constantly tells her to detach. Society glorifies self-sufficiency, even in children. Yet Kourtney Kardashian dares to say that dependence sometimes is beautiful. We travel next to a quiet montage of interviews. Parents from around the world reflecting on the same question: when should children stop sleeping with their parents? Their answers are as diverse as their faces. A mother from Tokyo smiles softly. In Japan, it's normal for families to sleep together. It builds trust. I think Kourtney Kardashian is right. There's no real age limit. A father from London shakes his head. I think it blurs boundaries. Kids need to learn independence early. And somewhere between those extremes lies the heart of Kourtney's philosophy, belief that parenting isn't about perfection, but connection. As we move deeper into the documentary, the narrator's tone shifts, almost confessional. I remember standing outside Kourtney's home the morning after her statement went viral. Paparazzi crowded the gates, their voices sharp and insistent. Inside, Kourtney was calm. She poured herself a cup of tea and said simply, "It's funny how something so personal becomes public property." Her calmness wasn't detachment, it was conviction. She knew the storm would pass, as all media storms do. What would remain was the quiet truth of her relationship with her children. That night, cameras captured her Instagram story. Soft lamplight, the sound of children's breathing, and her caption, "Home, my favorite place to be." The narrator's voice softens again. For Kourtney Kardashian, home is more than a space, it's a state of heart. Co-sleeping, she believes, is an extension of that idea. It's not about denying growth or clinging to youth, it's about embracing the fleeting moments of closeness before they're gone. Psychologists might debate it. Followers might judge it. But the children, they feel safe. The camera lingers on a still image, Kourtney's arm around her youngest as they sleep, sunlight spilling through white curtains. The image says what words cannot. Love, in its simplest form, defies limits. The documentary moves to a reflective tone now. In the digital age, every parenting decision is a spectacle. From breastfeeding to screen time, the Kardashian clan has lived each choice under the world's microscope. But Kourtney Kardashian's statement, "There's no age limit for co-sleeping with kids," stands out because it's not about aesthetics or branding. It's about belief behind the glamour. She's quietly redefining motherhood in an age that demands mothers be everything perfect, poised, productive. In that impossible space, she offers a counterpoint. Maybe the real luxury is presence. We hear her voice again, softly, over archival footage. People forget that love doesn't follow rules. "Every night my kids want to be near me. I think that's beautiful. I'll never apologize for that." Her tone is unwavering, even tender. She doesn't frame co-sleeping as a rebellion, but as an act of love. The narrator pauses, his tone introspective. Maybe that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not about celebrity, it's about humanity. Kourtney Kardashian reminds us that even in the chaos of fame, some instincts remain sacred. To hold, to stay close in the quiet of her home, the children sleep. Outside, the world debates. But within those walls, there's peace. The final act of the documentary draws us back to the public reaction. Clips from talk shows, headlines flashing across screens. Kourtney Kardashian criticized for co-sleeping past toddler years. Experts warn against prolonged co-sleeping. Fans defend Kourtney's choice. Let kids be kids. The narrator speaks over the montage. It's strange how something as simple as sharing a bed can divide the world. But maybe it's not about beds at all. Maybe it's about the fear of intimacy, about how far we're willing to go to stay close to the people we love. The film slows. We return one last time to Kourtney's room. The light is dim. The children are asleep, she whispers, almost to herself. They're only little ones. And then silence. The narrator's voice fades in, reflective, almost poetic. There's a quiet rebellion in the way Kourtney Kardashian lives, a refusal to let motherhood be dictated by manuals or judgment. When she says there's no age limit for co-sleeping with kids, she's really saying there's no expiration date on love, no rule book for connection, no wrong way to be close. Maybe it's not about Kourtney Kardashian at all. Maybe it's about every parent who's ever sat beside a sleeping child, wondering if they're doing the right thing. Maybe it's about realizing that sometimes the right thing is simply to stay. As the credits roll, we see a final image, the Calabasas sky at dawn, soft pinks bleeding into gold. The narrator speaks one last time. In a world that celebrates distance, Kourtney Kardashian reminds us of the power of closeness. The warmth of a shared breath, the comfort of knowing you're not alone. Maybe there truly is no age limit for co-sleeping with kids, because there's no age limit for love.